shift gears over to baseball. Not quite as much to talk about, both on the recent end and on the overall end. This past weekend, they were supposed to play a Saturday-Sunday doubleheader at Rio Grande. Well, that then got pushed to Sunday and Monday due to weather. Then it got pushed to Monday and Tuesday, and as of now, we do not have any results on those games. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Josh. And guys, we just got off a great segment talking about softball with Kristen, but I mean, we got cut short last week with Kevin Taylor. I mean, you know, have you gotten any more comfortable with the baseball team after a week of thinking about the season?
I mean, the comfort level, again, I have to go right back to the bullpen. I mean, they have not played well. The starting pitching have given them some pretty good innings with Addison and Seth, but when you pass the ball off to the bullpen, and you have guys with ERAs, of plus 10, you know, a couple plus 20, even one over 30, you're not going to win ball games, and I think the record has reflected that.
Yeah, only three. Just to insert there for Eisenberg before you go. Out of all the pitchers that are on the active roster, only 3 are under the 10 ERA mark, and one of those has a 6.20. So,
and I believe all 3 of those are all starting pitchers as well.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing with starting pitchers, Mr. Furketic. You also had Downer, who pitched into the 5th inning, had a 5-2 lead. They gave it over to who usually is a starting pitcher, Martin. Seth came in. He struck out 2 batters, a couple of unearned runs in the field. So you're looking at errors. You're looking at fundamentals that you should know at college baseball to really just be the Achilles heel of this team. And it's been like that all year. We talked about players having 5 to 10 errors already this season. You can't have that if you want to win games.
There are a lot of errors, and really where those errors are taking place most of the time, not the game that you're talking about, but most of the time, those are happening and messing up the starting pitching. If you look at the bullpen numbers, those earned runs and runs are almost identical. You might see two unearned compared to the amount they have earned, but it's really affecting Addison and Seth as far as getting further into the game with all those unearned runs.
And the bullpen doesn't have any help either. Whenever, you know, you look at a couple games, they were down 6-0. They're not getting their runs until the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. Right. Way too late to start hitting the baseball. Way too late when you're down 12-0. No chance of coming back.
Well, and speaking of late there, Josh, you know, this team has already gotten so far behind just in terms of winning. And now they're going into the conference portion of their season. I mean, right now they have a lot of work ahead of them. First off, just to get the confidence back, I think, honestly. You know, reading some of the articles that have been written in the paper about them, you know, I can really sense some discouragement, and rightfully so. I mean, they gotta work back up to get the confidence. They also got to play some really good baseball against some really good teams. If they even want to think about playoffs, I mean, this team has drastically dropped off the map, in the past few years.
Well, they have a tough AMC schedule. There are some pretty darn good teams in the AMC, and I think one thing that I do have to say for their defense is they're a very young ball club, especially in the pitching aspect. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to really understand the collegiate game and know that you just can't throw heat all the time. You have to throw in a little bit of a junk ball like a curveball or a slider. But I think once that starts to happen, you might see a little bit of a change, but still, for the ERAs to be that high, that's not too much of an excuse.
And I think you'll see the change in confidence as well, Justin. Whenever you have confidence throwing a curveball, a changeup, even a low and away slider like Martin has, and what I've heard is one of his better pitches is a slider, that all comes with confidence. If you're throwing that ball, it's not hitting, you're drawing walks, and they're getting doubles and triples, and it's not staying in there, that's when the problem occurs. You have to gain confidence starting pitching to the bullpen, and then everything else will come full circle.